Is it you and I or you and me? This video is going to answer forever for everybody who watches it how to use you and I and you and me correctly, and I'm going to include a quick trick that you can use to help you make sure that you're correct when you are writing on your own without me. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at you and I to begin with. You and I is used when this expression forms the subject of a sentence. So what does that mean? The subject of the sentence is the thing that does the action. So the subject comes before the verb in the sentence. The verb is the thing that we do, right? So when we say you and I plus verb, that means you and I as a unit, we do that verb. We're the ones doing the thing. That's the subject of the sentence. So when we use you and I in this way, it might look like one of these example sentences. You and I need to get a coffee sometime. You and I have a lot of catching up to do. So in these example sentences, you and I comes before the verb in the sentence. It is in the subject position. So that means that you and I are the things that are acting in the sentence, okay? Let's compare this then to you and me. When we use you and me, it is in the object position. That means it is the object of the verb. So the object of the verb means that that is the thing that is receiving the action of the verb. They're the thing that is being affected by the verb. Here are some examples of this. The neighbor sent you and me a present. Our team made you and me a thank you card. So in both of these example sentences, we can see that you and me receives the action. We have a different subject in each of these example sentences too, right? In the first one, it's the neighbors. So the neighbors sent you and me a present. Send is the verb. Who receives the present? You and me, right? That's the object of the verb. Same thing is true in the second example sentence. Our team made you and me a thank you card, right? So the team is the subject, making or made is the verb, you and me is the recipient of that verb. So you and me is positioned in the object, the receiving section. So you might be thinking, okay, I understand subject and object, and I understand that these two are different, and when you explain it like this, I can get it, but I'm not super confident in my ability to make these decisions for myself when I'm writing. Fair enough. So here's a super quick trick that I picked up from a grammar book years ago that you can use. The trick here is when you are choosing between you and I or you and me, and you're still not quite sure if it's subject or object, remove the you and from the sentence, and you're going to be left with either I or me. Read the full sentence back, and if it makes grammatical sense, chances are you've made the right decision. If it doesn't make grammatical sense, you have probably made the wrong decision. This is not true for all sentences. I'll get to that in just a minute. But let's review the ones that we talked about earlier so that you can see what I mean. In you and I need to get a coffee sometime, if we take out the you and, it becomes I need to get a coffee sometime. That's a grammatically correct sentence, right? A little bit weird, but it's true, right? Second example sentence, you and I have a lot of catching up to do. If we remove you and, we're left with I have a lot of catching up to do. Grammatically correct. Again, a little bit weird, but grammatically correct, right? Let's move on to the you and me examples. The neighbor sent you and me a present. In this example, if we take out the you and, we're left with the neighbor sent me a present. Totally grammatical and totally normal as well, right? That means we've made the right choice. Our team made you and me a thank you card. Again, remove you and we're left with our team made me a thank you card. Totally grammatically correct, right? So this trick is super easy to use, super easy to remember, but as I mentioned really briefly earlier, unfortunately, it's not a 100% perfect rule, and there are going to be some situations in which this trick doesn't work. Primarily, that's when your verb in your sentence is a be verb. So that means the verb to be in all forms of it, like is, was, are, were, and so on. So let's take a look at some examples of this. You and I are in big trouble. You and I were such troublemakers as kids. So in these two example sentences, if we try that you and trick, it doesn't work out. In the first example, we have you and I are in big trouble. If we remove you and, we are left with I are in big trouble, which is obviously not correct. Same thing is true with the second example sentence. In you and I were such troublemakers as kids, if we take out that you and, we're left with I were such troublemakers as kids, right? And it's not correct. So this shows that the you and removal trick isn't going to save you in 100% of situations, but it is going to help you in a huge number of them. And if you can keep in mind the subject-object difference and just save this video somewhere if you need to reference it from time to time, then you should be good to go in the future. Awesome. So now you know the differences between you and I and you and me, and you know a super quick trick that you can use to help make sure you choose the correct one every single time. In exchange for this incredible, life-changing content, you can hit the like button and of course subscribe to this channel for more quick hits of information like this one, which will make you a better communicator both online and offline. If you'd like this video, here's another one that you might enjoy. See you next time.
Ow, my foot always falls asleep when I shoot these videos. Oh man.
Why did I choose to sit at my coffee table for this series? Oh, Lord. Okay.